friends, a very quick tutorial on how you can create a folding notepad like you see here. So it opens up, then inside you'll have 4 different kinds of notepads. Let me quickly show you. You will have here a daily schedule. Every notepad has around 60 pages in it, and you can also rip off the pages like this. So the first one is a daily schedule, then there is a weekly planner, and then there is a to-do list, and then here a grid notepad. Now this notepad folds in itself, so it folds in once and then twice like this into a compact one like you see here. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can design the notepads, the internal design, how you can download and export the cover design, and how you can put everything together into a finished notepad. So let's get started. Okay, so first visit planifypro.com, and then you want to create a new planner. Now before we continue, this exact notepads we're going to create is already available here on Planify Pro. So it's listed right here when you go to search for planner and when you type in memo pad like this. So you should find it here. If you don't want to recreate the planner, feel free to download it from here. You can also just click here on the PDF button right here to just get the PDF file like this, and then you can save it and print it out. However, for you to better understand the program, I will now show you how I created and designed this notepad, so you can do it on your end as well and then further customize it, maybe using your own patterns or your own color palettes, to create your very own custom notepad. So let's get started. Let's go back to the hub page, and now let's click on create a new planner. Click on create a new planner like this. Now next, what I did is I designed the notepad on A4 paper, and I had 4 columns in the A4. So when you trim the A4 size, which is very similar to the US letter size paper, when you trim it in 4 columns, you will have each column being about this size. Now this notepad measures around 6.5 centimeters in width, 6.5, which is around 2.5 inches. Now if you're based in the United States and you have US letter size paper, feel free to go here to the size menu and look for US letter size landscape. US letter page landscape. You want to select the landscape version because you want to have it in the long format like here. So this is how it should look like. If you are in Europe, in Asia, anywhere else where you have A4 paper, then please select A4 landscape like this, okay? So select your sizing first, and then next I'm going to show you how you can create 4 equal columns. Once selected the sizing, make sure that up here it says the correct sizing as well. So it has to be the landscape version. Then next, to add in 4 columns or 2 additional columns right here, you want to go to Edit Layout. When you click on Edit Layout, you will have the option to customize the amount of widgets you have on the planner. So you see here, when I click on a widget, I will have this 4 plus button on each side. So when I, for example, click on this plus button up here, it will add me like a new row spacing up here, where I have the choice to add 2 additional widgets like this, or I can just add 1 widget and then click on this arrow right here and extend it to the next column like this. So this is how you customize your layout for the widgets. Now, because we just need 4 columns, we don't actually need these 2 rows right here. So we can just click here again, and then I can click here, and then I can click here on this red icon to delete it like this. So now I just have like 1 row and then 2 columns. Now let's add 2 additional columns to this page. Click on any widget, and now let's click on the plus button next to it on either side. So right here, for example. And then now let's add in a new widget like this. Then click here again, and another one right here. Okay, so now we have 4 equal spaces. Now if you check out down here below, you should see like a display where it shows you how big a widget is. So what you can do here is you can also set it to inches or centimeter. And then you can click here on this column, and then you see down here how big they measure. So we can also set it to inches, and then you also will see it in inches like this. As of right now, the column is set to 2.63 inches. Okay, now that we have 4 columns, we can now insert our widgets into each column. So for the very first one right here, I'm going to create a daily schedule, and I'm going to do this by going here to daily and then inserting in a time schedule like this. Okay. Now on the right side, let's scroll down and let's first remove this bar right here. You can go down to sticker and here click on none. So this will remove the extra sticker spacing. Then next, let's also increase the timing. So let's have the schedule from 7 to 11 p.m. There are 2 ways you can increase it. You can either increase the amount of rows, or you can also just go here, select from 7 to 11 p.m. like this. Up here, there is where you select to either have it AM, PM, or if you want it in the 24-hour military time like this. Okay, then next, let's further scroll down here below. Here is something called increments. So here's where you can select how many increments you want for each hour. Now I'm going to set it to 2 increments. Then here you can also adjust how wide you want the hours to be, that hourly column. And then next, if you want, you can also click here. If you prefer the minimal style, you can select this menu right here or the original one like this. Then next, here under header, let's remove the text right here. So let's just remove it like this. If we remove the header completely, then this spacing up here will be gone. However, I think it might be useful to have some spacing up here. So in case you want to maybe specifically set the schedule for a certain activity, you can write it up here. Then next here, let's have in a weekly planner. So go here to all widgets, and then add in a multi-box. Now, special about the multi-box is that you can have as many rows and columns as you want and set it right here. Now we're going to set it to 7 sections. However, we just wanted to have 1 row like this. Then in here, we can type in Monday to Sunday. Now you see here, there is no way for us to type anything into this widget. What you will have to do is you'll have to set edit layout to off. Then now when you click on the widget spacing in here, you will now have this text editor right here. So in here, you can type in Monday. You can align it to the top and to the left. If you want, you can also add some padding from the top, okay? So let's add some padding from the top around 6 points or 6 pixels. Now down here, let's type in Tuesday and do the exact same like this. Then we can have here Wednesday, to the top, 6 pixels like this, and then Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. Okay, let's not worry about the colors and the styling. I will get to that one in the end. Now you see here that this widget has no header applied, so this widget here starts higher than the one next to it. What you can do here is you can click here on Show Header, and now a header will appear, and now this widget will be on the same height as the other one. So I recommend you to maybe click on Show Header like this, and then here you can just remove the text like this. Okay, so next widget here, we're going to add in a to-do list. So let's click on this widget, go to to-do, add in a list, increase the amount of rows to around, I would say 20 rows or as many as you wish. If you scroll further down here, you'll have a icon selection where you can select any icons. I'll go with this one right here. Then you can also make it bigger or smaller. Okay, so please don't concern about the colors as of right now. We will get to the colors later on. For the header, let's just remove it and keep it blank like this. Next one right here, this will be a grid notes widget. So let's go here to notes. And then let's insert this grid widget right here. Okay. Then again, remove the text in the header. And we are completed with all widgets. Please don't worry about the right side. You can just disregard the right side for now. Let's just focus on this left page right here. So now the fun part where we can decorate, choose a font we like, choose a pattern and colors we like. So what I have applied right here was this following pattern. So if you go here to pattern, you have the choice to upload your own pattern. If you go to my background, you can click here on browse to import your own pattern and apply them to the template. However, I'm going to go with one of our patterns. So here, if you go to fixed color, and if you scroll down here, there is a pattern with strawberries, which is this one right here in the colorful fruits collection right here. When you apply the pattern, it will apply it as an outline like you see here, outline. Now you can click here and you can choose full to fully display the pattern. You can display pattern in many different ways. You can have it faded at the top, you can have it as a frame, you can have it scalloped here on the inside, or you can just have it as a border like this. So many different ways. I will set it to full. Now, as mentioned, feel free to choose any pattern you like. We have tons of different kinds of patterns that would really look nice for notepads. I'm going to go with this one right here. So now that we have the pattern, let's move on to the styling. So up here, there is something called style. And when you change the styling or add a styling, it actually will transform the appearance of the widget. So if you go to jovial, you will have like rounded corners and you will have an outline around the widget. If you, for example, go with, let's say the simple styling, wait, that one's a bad example. If you, for example, go to minimal, then you will not have any outline at all, but you will have a header up here. If you, for example, go with the original style, then you will get this outline again. Now, the styling I've chosen for this notepad here is the jovial style, this one right here. It has rounded corners and it also has a header color. So once you have chosen your styling, we can then move on to the colors. So let's click here on color. Now, currently, these are the main colors in the planner. The planner has 3 different kinds of colors. It has an outline color, which is the outline you see here around the widget. So if you click on the outline color and you change it to purple, you see it would change the color of every single widget to purple. So let's set this one to white, like this. However, feel free to choose any color you like. I think the white one just looks nice and clean, so I went with this color. Then next, for the header color, you can click on it. When you change the header color, it would change the color of every header you have in a planner. So let's change this one to pink. Let's see here, maybe this pink right here, this one here. Then next, for the line color, if you click here, if you change the line color, it will change the color of all the lines in your widget. So let's set this one just to a simple gray color, maybe this one right here. Now lastly, let's change the font. You see here there are 2 different fonts. We haven't selected the font yet. And it's very important you select your font, so the system knows which font to apply to your exported planner. There are 3 different kinds of fonts. We are not using the H1 font. The H1 font is like a header you add to the top, as you see here. However, we don't have a header, so let's jump right to the H2 font. The H2 font is a font of a widget. So for example, these numbers right here are considered H2 as well. So let's click here, let's go and choose a font. I'm going to go with one of the regular fonts and I'm going to choose the modern Ollie font right here. Okay, then next for the H3 font, anything you add, any text you add into a widget, like the text we have typed within this widget right here through the text editor, is considered the H3 font. So you can click here on H3. you can go back to the regular fonts and select the modern alias again, okay? Maybe set it to 10 points like this, or 11. Then if you want, you can also further change the color of the widget, but this is how it looks like as of right now. Now next thing, let's quickly go back to this widget, this to-do widget right here, and let's maybe change the color of this icon. So let's go down here below and we can select a pink color for these icons. You can also click here on the color button and then reselect a new color for this widget. So feel free to select any color you like. I'm going to go back with the pink color. And the next we see right here. So this widget right here isn't on the same height as the other widget. So let's click on it, go to header, and let's click here on remove header space to bring it up again. Okay. Okay, we're almost done. All we need to do now is further adjust the padding. So the padding is the distance of the planner between the widgets and the edge of the paper. So if you go to Layout, Planner, and then if you see here, you have something called top padding, bottom, outer, inner, and gap width. If you adjust the top padding, you will add space to the top. If you adjust bottom padding, you add spacing to the bottom. If you adjust the outer padding, you adjust the padding right here. For the inner padding, it's this one right here. So if you adjust the inner padding, you adjust the spacing on the right side. So right here. Now what we want is we want equal spacing on the left and on the right side. So let's increase the padding to about 0.4 inches like this. Okay, so you can type in 0.4, and then for the inner padding, let's also set it to 0.4 inches like this. Then next for the top padding, let's increase it a tiny bit and set it to around 0.439 inches. Then for the bottom padding, you want it the same. So you can copy this number right here and paste it here for the bottom padding. And this is how it should look like as of right now. Now, because we're going to trim the widget into 4 parts and we're going to cut here between each column, we need some spacing here. So here where it says gap width, we can increase it to as much as we like. So let's set it here to 0.4. Let's see what happens. So this is 0.4. You're going to trim the planner exactly here where my mouse is. I think we should add some more padding right there. Let's set it to 0.5. How does 0.6 look like? If we trim it in half, then let's maybe quickly click on Edit Layout. So when we now click on the widget, we see down here below how wide it's going to be. So as of right now, each widget here will be around 2 inches big. Then because we're going to trim it here in the middle, so it's going to be 2.5 inches for each column. Now 0.6 looks fine, so I recommend you to set the gap to 0.6. That should be big enough. And then you're going to trim it right here, here, and then here. So then you will have 4 different notepad designs. Okay, so this is how your finished notepad design should look like. Then now we can just copy paste the left to the right side, just so we have 2 equal pages. And then next I'm going to show you how you can export this notepad. So go here to Save Export. And then it doesn't matter which one you select, it will export you this file in this exact landscape sizing. So let's click here on Generate PDF, click on Download PDF, and here is the finished file. So from here you want to save it to your computer and then open it up in Adobe Acrobat Reader. So let's quickly save it. Let's call it Strawberry Notepad. Open it up in Adobe Acrobat Reader. Here it is. Then next let's click on Print. You want to print out the current page. And now you want to print this one out 60 times. So you can type in here 60. By the way, you can also print it out 70 times. Now, if you check right here, this one has 60 pages. You see right here that there is a small gap. So there actually is space to add in more pages. You can technically add in 65 up to 70 pages. It will have enough space. So if you want, you can also make a chunkier notepad and it will still fit in here. Then next, usually I recommend you to print it out custom scale 100%. This will print it out exactly the A4 size. Now, because this PDF file right here is exactly A4 and the paper I have is A4 as well, some printers are not able to print to the edge of the paper, and on some printers you will have like a white bar around the paper where it is cut off. So what I recommend for you is to click on Fit, so you know it prints out the entire planner and it fits it as big as it can on the A4 page. If your printer can print borderless, meaning if it can print to the edge of the paper, you can also set it to print it at custom scale 100%, and here under page setup, you can select the borderless option if you have the A4 borderless size available. So have this menu selected. Again, let's print it out 60 times or 70. And then this does not have to be selected. And then here, current page, fit, and then 60 times. And then you want to click on print. Now, while it's printing, I'm going to show you how you can export the cover page. The cover page right here has been printed out on white glossy sticker paper. So for this entire project, you will need around 3 to 4 white glossy sticker paper sheets. So let's go back here to Planify Pro, and then let's down here just add a new page, add an empty page right here. Okay, now I'm going to use the exact same design, the pattern if you want, but if you want you can also change the design of the pattern. Then let's click here on Edit Layout, set it to On, so you can now click on these widget boxes and you can remove them like this. Also remove them on the other side like this. Okay. Now best is to go here to Size menu and select the vertical version of the sizing. So for example, if you have A4 sticker paper, go A4 and select A4 like this. If you have US letter size, select US letter page like this. Select this sizing right here. So I'm going to go with the A4 size, like this, and then let's go to Save Export, selected page, A4, and let's click on Generate PDF to just get this cover design right here. You will now get a PDF file with 2 pages, which have a full pattern on it. Let's click here, Download PDF. You see 2 pages. So you want to print out this pattern on white glossy sticker paper, and then you want to combine 2 pages together to create one big sticker sheet. So it's big enough so we can layer all these chipboards. So let's download this one to your computer. Let's call it Cover Strawberry. Okay, let's open it in Adobe Acrobat Reader. Click on Print. Then you want to print out both pages on 2 white glossy sticker paper. Under Printer, you should be able to also select the media and quality. So here usually you can select to print on photo glossy paper and also print it out on the best quality possible. Then here, custom scale 100%. If you can, try to select the A4 borderless sizing option or US letter borderless option so you can print it out fully with no white border around the sticker sheet. But if it's not possible, then no problem. So you want to print this one out, have this menu selected, and then you want to click on Print. So now that you have the cover and inserts printed, let's move on to assembling everything together into a foldable memo pad. So take your inserts and then you want to trim them into 4 columns like you see here. So here you see all the notepads just cut out. And then next you want to glue the notepads here on the edge so it becomes a notepad like this. Now you can either do it individually, so you can separately do that for each one of them using PVA glue. However, the faster way would be to stack them onto a big pile and then add the glue on top of the entire pile like you see here. The glue I'm using is a PVA glue, or also known as your regular kids glue you have at school. So it's just that white regular glue you usually can find at any crafting store. So once your notepad has dried, you then want to separate each notepad like you see here. And this is how they should look like. So next, let's move on to making the cover right here. You want to take your 2 sticker sheets you have printed out and you want to overlap them to create one big piece like you see here. Then next, turn over the entire sticker sheet and then you want to peel off the adhesive on the back side. Then next, add in your chipboards, and here are all the measurements for every single chipboard. And you want to place them on top of the sticker sheet in this arrangement like you see here. Then next, also, if you have some extra sticker paper on the ends, let's also trim that one off. And then you want to trim the corners, and then you want to fold in all the edges with a flat object such as a ruler. So fold in all the sides and then take some white sticker paper, just your regular white sticker paper, to cover the inside of the cover. Then smooth everything out, make sure that everything sticks nicely, and then you want to fold in all the edges. Then this is how it should look like. This is what you should have as of right now. Then next, you want to take your memo pads, your notepads, and you want to add double-sided tape on the back like this. So add the double-sided tape, and then you want to peel off the tape, and you want to take the notepad and then stick it onto the cover. And your notepad should be completed. So this should be your finished notepad. This is how it should open and close. Now, of course, you can sell the finished file if you have the business plan. You can sell it physically or you can sell it digitally as well. Then also, I hope this tutorial was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to always message me on Instagram or Facebook, and I will try to respond to your questions as quickly as I can. Bye!